Are you interested in learning about the real-world firearms that defined movie stars and gave us unforgettable on-screen moments? Excellent. This channel was made for you.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
Welcome back to Hollywood Guns and another top 5-ish episode where we highlight the real firearms behind your favorite movies and TV shows and count down their most iconic appearances. Today's episode focuses on the ultra-compact PDW designed to punch through armor and dominate close-quarter battles. On screen, it looks like something out of a sci-fi weapons lab, tiny, sleek, and deadly in trained hands. But the real surprise? This futuristic firearm is very real and it's already been in service for almost 25 years. We'll cover its real-world origins, why it's so rare, especially for civilians, and the movies that made it legendary. And you'll definitely want to stick around to the end for the number 1 slot. Unlike other episodes, I'll be stunned if you guessed that this one was my favorite, or if you agree with me. So let's get into it. The top 5 movie moments of the gun they won't let us have, the HK MP7. History and background of the gun. Once again, I have the pleasure of filming on location at the Firearms Reference Collection in Scottsdale, Arizona. Many of the videos you've seen on this channel would not be possible without them. So if you live in the area or are visiting, please stop by and let them know that Hollywood Guns sent you. In the late 1980s, the rise of modern body armor on the battlefield made traditional pistol caliber weapons like the 9mm and 45 ACP increasingly obsolete. SMGs like the MP5 were still elite tier for close protection and CQB, but they just couldn't reliably punch through armor, even at short range. What you need to defeat armor isn't a heavy projectile, you need something else.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
2 European manufacturers rose to the challenge. Fabrique Nationale with its P90 and the 5.7 cartridge, we'll cover that in another video, and Heckler Koch's answer was the MP7. Unveiled in 2001, the MP7 was designed to fire a proprietary 4.6x30mm cartridge, a small but blisteringly fast round capable of defeating soft armor at over 100 meters. Unlike traditional SMGs, the MP7 fires from a closed bolt, uses a short-stroke gas piston, and has a telescoping stock and integrated rail system, making it a serious force multiplier in tight quarters. It feeds from 20, 30, and 40 round magazines, and it absolutely shreds at close range, while remaining controllable on full auto and, let's call it a manageable 950 RPM. Now, I've actually fired one of these at a range day recently, and I can confirm that unlike many fast-firing SMGs in 9mm or 45 ACP, that this is actually very flat shooting. You don't get a lot of muzzle rise. Older designs like the MP5 mitigate recoil through a combination of heavy weight, it's all metal, and the roller delayed blowback system. The Uzi, still my personal favorite full auto to shoot, also relies on weight and a slower cyclic speed, thanks in part to its telescoping bolt to make it more controllable. The MP7, however, is super light. It's only 4 pounds in weight empty, but so is the round. A typical projectile weighs about 31 grains in comparison to the 115 grains of a typical 9mm. And obviously, while exact loads can vary between the calibers, muzzle energy of a typical 9mm and a 4.6mm are roughly the same. But the MP7 projectile is generally moving at almost double the speed of 9mm. Its tip also presents a much smaller point of impact than a 9mm, and these 2 attributes give it its armor-defeating capabilities. On screen, you can see that over the past 2 decades, it's been adopted by elite forces all around the globe, notably Germany's GSG-9 counter-terrorism force, the British Ministry of Defence Police, US Naval Special Warfare Group, aka the SEAL teams, South Korean SWAT units, and the Pontifical Swiss Guard. Yeah, that's right, the Pope's protection team. It's a favorite among bodyguards, vehicle crews, and special operations units who need compact firepower that works in confined spaces. And just in case you're getting your credit card ready, nope, you can't buy one. Unfortunately, H&K continues to treat the US civilian market with a mix of cold indifference and mild disdain. Despite decades of pleas from collectors and shooters, the MP7 remains law enforcement and military only. There's no semi-automatic civilian version, no pistol brace clone, not even a stupidly long-barreled carbine variant. Just the occasional airsoft model or dealer sample like this one is for law enforcement demonstration. Welcome to the intermission. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you know the drill by now. Because of the movie clips that I show, YouTube doesn't let me earn any ad revenue the normal way. So that's where the sponsors come in. They keep the armory stocked and the lights on. So please enjoy these two old school SMGs that have already appeared on the channel whilst I tell you about them. The first one up is SDI, Sonoran Desert Institute. If you've ever wanted to take your passion for firearms to the next level, whether that's gunsmithing, shooting sports management, or learning about commercial drone operations, SDI has flexible online programs that can help. Use the link in the pinned comment for more information. And also, my own merchandise. If you like this content and want to support the channel, you can purchase an exclusive Hollywood Guns t-shirt like this one from the YouTube store or find it via hollywoodguns.com. Talking of t-shirts, Guns International, the absolute best online location to track down regular, rare and collectible firearms without bidding wars or middlemen. You can browse listings, compare pricings, and maybe even find an MP7 that you can't legally own. Oh, and thanks to Guns International, we're giving away another great prize package on the channel. If you want to see who and what was won the last time we did this, check out the YouTube community posts tab. To sign up to win, look for the web link in the description and pinned comment below. Good luck. Now, let's jump back into the countdown. Kicking off the countdown at number 5, we have Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk. This is a slick, violent and darkly funny action thriller about a suburban dad with a deadly past. When a home invasion breaks his routine, Hutch Mansell snaps, revealing his long dormant background as a government auditor with lethal skills. From there, it's a tightly paced rampage through Russian mobsters, packed with sharp choreography and dry humor from the writer of John Wick. The film stands out for flipping the action hero trope, giving us a weary but capable middle-aged protagonist. In the standout Obshak scene, Hutch wields an MP7 with brutal precision, clearing the room in a controlled surgical assault that underscores the film's sharp action design.
This is my quest for a ride to march into hell for a heavenly oh, if I were this glorious quest.
As always, I reserved the number 4 spot for a British production, No Time to Die, Daniel Craig's swan song as 007. I love the movie, but unfortunately, like the rest of his Bond films, it's a rollercoaster of highs and some head-scratching choices. The return to Jamaica is a slick nod to Dr. No, and the Louis Armstrong outro, We Have All the Time in the World, ties back to On Her Majesty's Secret Service in the most bittersweet way. But the DEI hire stand-in 007, that's just a big miss for me. And the ending, well, let's say it's been 5 years since the film wrapped and they still haven't figured out how to clean up that mess and introduce a new Bond. That said, the Havana sequence steals the show. Bond teams up with Paloma, Ana de Armas, in a slit dress, garter and heels, rocking a PPK in one hand and an MP7 in the other. She's witty, lethal, and holds her own as a perfect CIA counterbalance to Bond. The MP7 may only get a few moments on screen, but it delivers a sleek, savage dose of close quarters mayhem. No wonder she's headlining the next John Wick spin-off, Ballerina, and honestly, I could watch her in that dress all day.
Have you got them?
Nearly.
3 weeks training?
Really?
More or less.
Still gonna need that car. Salute.
Salud.
Coming in at number 3 is Wrath of Man. I'm a sucker for a Guy Ritchie flick, especially when Jason Statham is allowed to lean into his natural Cockney prose instead of being forced into an awkward American accent. While this one doesn't quite reach the chaotic brilliance of Snatch or Lock, Stock, it's still a slick, stylish outing with a darker, more brooding tone. The plot follows Statham's character as he infiltrates an armored truck company to hunt down the crew responsible for his son's murder, all while masking his true identity. There's no shortage of shootouts, and the MP7 makes a solid appearance, most notably in the final act, when Bullet predictably reveals that he's been a snake the whole time. The gunplay in the finale is exciting, and the MP7 gets deployed in a reasonably accurate, if slightly Hollywood-flavoured fashion. It's fast, compact, and vicious.
Come give me a hand. Bully, what the?
My pick for number 2 isn't just about the MP7, it's about a film more people should take the time to watch. Dragged Across Concrete is a gritty, slow-burn crime thriller that stretches nearly 2 hours and 45 minutes. That's too long for some in the modern generation, but I love it when a movie takes its time, building layered backstories and letting tension come to the boil. Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn carry the film with dry, often darkly hilarious dialogue, and you're never quite sure what's going on until you end up in the final act. The MP7 makes its entrance early during a convenience store robbery wielded by a masked criminal dressed head to toe in black. Just when you thought you knew the direction that the story was taking, suddenly the scene hits. It's brief, brutal, and cold, and a wake-up call to just how methodical and merciless these bad guys are going to be through the movie. It sets the tone for everything that follows and reminds you how lethal the MP7 can become in the wrong hands. To me, this movie is a masterclass in pacing, punctuated with violence that genuinely shocks.
You've got 5 seconds to hand me your drawer.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
I really need a pack of...
Please.
Before we get to number 1, here are 4 honourable mentions. First up, the 2 G.I. Joe movies, which a bunch of you noted in the comments. I gave them a shot, but honestly, these are not my kind of movies. I think I'm a little too old for them. Even the inclusion of Bruce Willis couldn't make me watch them the whole way through. That said, there's no shortage of MP7 action, so if that's what you're in for, you won't be disappointed. Night and Day, starring Tom Cruise and the beautiful Cameron Diaz, is a fun spin on the classic trope. A good-looking woman swept up into chaos by a charming, mysterious spy, very much in the vein of a tongue-in-cheek James Bond. I really enjoyed this movie when it first came out, but on a rewatch, it just definitely leans into the cheese a little too hard. That said, if you skip to the scenes where Cruise is dual-wielding MP7, those are fun to watch.
Guys are fancy. Thanks. Could be Antonio Quintano's men. He's a Spanish arms dealer. He also wants battery.
And finally, The Book of Eli. Now here's a film that had me the moment I saw Denzel Washington and Gary Oldman on the same billing. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've already seen Gary in 2 of his finest villain roles, in True Romance and Leon, and this one ranks right up there. He plays another all-time great bad guy. Set in a bleak, post-nuclear apocalypse, The Book of Eli delivers a fresh take on the genre. You're never quite sure what Denzel's mission really is, or why Oldman is so obsessed with that book, but the mystery keeps you locked in to the end. As for the gun content, there's a tense, claustrophobic shootout scene in a house where Eli and Mila Kunis get cornered, and the MP7 is there, but doesn't play a lead role, unfortunately. We never get to see Mila really let loose with it and give the bad guys the good news. Total missed opportunity, but overall, it's a killer scene and a killer movie.
Have you got any more weapons?
Weapons? I'll show you some weapons. Shoot again?
Of course.
I'll make it easy! What's the book?
What are we gonna do?
I know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's all I want. The book and the girl.
Hey! You know that voice you heard? Did it say anything about this?
We'll get out alive, both of us.
What about her?
Didn't mention you.
And finally, at number 1, a future cult classic that I absolutely love. The plot? A mismatched crew of survivors navigates a post-apocalyptic America, battling zombies and each other while sticking to a set of rules that might just keep them alive. It's equal parts gore, comedy, and heart, with a killer cameo from Bill Murray playing a zombified version of himself that's worth the price of admission alone. But the real standout character is Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee, a Twinkie-obsessed cowboy hat-wearing zombie slayer who's trying to enjoy the simple things while wiping out the undead with reckless style. And why is this my number 1 MP7 pick? First, there's the legendary scene and one-liner where Tallahassee finds the MP7.
God for rednecks.
Then there's the climactic fairground shootout where he drifts an SUV while shredding zombies in a full auto frenzy. And the closer, he jumps on a carousel and turns it into a spinning death machine, mowing down the horde in a way no action movie has ever dared before. Come on, a carousel? It's got to be number 1, right?
Well, these fellas really let themselves go.
Zombieland.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this countdown. Please join me in the comments as I read all of them and let me know if you agree with the order or if I missed something out that should have been on the list. Once again, thanks to Bear Arms Reference Collection for providing the MP7, SDI and Guns International for sponsoring this video, and if you want to enter that free prize drawing, don't forget to click on the link in the description and pin comment.